As I exit the gymnasium, I remain cautious while running down the hallway. Suddenly, I pick up a response on my transmitter, which has been silent until now. I stop and focus on picking up on the signal.
Aigis, you hear? Can you hear me, Aigis?
Yeah, for those who don't know, Mitsuru's persona serves a dual purpose. As it is capable of combat, but it is also a support. It is also a support persona. The static key transmission soon becomes clear. I can't wait for Toro Adachi's story mode. Oh yeah, he did get his own DLC. I forgot. It is a voice I recognize very well.
Mitsuru-san? Good. It seems you're all right too. It's been quite a while since I last used my persona in this manner. To think it would be useful in a place like this.
Is Akihiko-san with you?
No, we were separated, but I can still sense him. I doubt he'll be defeated that easily.
Adachi was your main. Labras was mine. And I barely tried Adachi. I only tried him for the first time when I did rate the super. I want to get good with Aigis, but as you can see, I'm not there. I'm not used to zoners. She is speaking not out of carelessness, but trust. I know, but I feel the same.
I'm sure you're aware by now, but although we came in search of Labras, we appear to have been dragged into another incident. Don't worry about meeting up for now. Under the present conditions, we'd only end up fighting amongst ourselves.
Understood.
I don't know how Labras ties into this situation yet, but be careful.
Before I can answer, the static grows louder, and the transmission ends. Knowing that Mitsuru-san and Akihiko-san are okay gives me room to breathe. The invisible walls are everywhere along the hallways, forcing me down a particular path. I follow the route. Soon enough I can see the shoe lockers up ahead. It seems I am back at the entrance. When I reach the entrance, the monitor nearby turns on, as if it were waiting for me. I like the fact the zoners in this game have limited ammo. Only Aigis really has limited ammo. Like at least as far as I know, no, I don't remember too much. Like, okay, Naoto has sort of limited ammo, but she like reloads. I guess has straight up limited ammo until you use her until you meet the conditions to use her super or gear mode. Then she can do it all over again. But yeah, they're the only ones I can think of right now who really have limited ammo. Everyone else with zoning, you have to be open for the reload. Yeah, that's true. But everyone else doesn't, like you. When I reach the entrance, the monitor nearby turns on, as if it were waiting for me. As usual, it is General Teddy. I take a defensive stance. It appears to be the arena for my next battle.
You're pretty good for a latecomer.
The instant General Teddy appears on the screen, my sensors pick up that noise again. My suspicion turns into certainty. General Teddy is doing something before the matches. Whatever it is makes the opponent belligerent or something similar. I can assume that neither Kanji-san nor Chie-san were acting like themselves before the battle. I grew up against Rio and Guile, so I have a hate for zoners. Yeah, zoners can be a problem. That would explain why none of our stories were consistent afterwards.
Bring out the next opponent!
I hear light footsteps. A young man wearing his hat low arrives.
Naturally, of the three of you, you're the one I encounter first.
He shrugs his shoulders and pulls the brim lower. This boy was also in the promotional video. His name was Naoto Shirogane. I bring myself to high alert. He said 3 of you.
Know about us?
On hearing my question, he smiled cynically.
Tsuru Kirijo not inform you? I don't merely know about you. I was there at the airport. The Kirijo group seems rather lax for a multinational corporation, allowing a machine to act autonomously and take command. To be frank, watching you fills me with pity. Perhaps the kindest thing to do would be to give you a merciful end.
Pity?
Your existence is inherently a deception, isn't it? You're a machine, and a weapon on top of that. Yet you look human. Those who meet you think you're human. You even seem to believe it yourself. Truly pitiful.
I have no answer to this. As much as I don't want to believe it, it's all true.
You're built to consider yourself human in order to activate the ability to wield a persona. Your appearance and your heart are only prerequisites for that power. I'm sure you've realized it already. You will never find the means to cross the gap between the human heart and your mechanical frame.
By the way, fun fact: in the future, in a spin-off manga featuring Naoto, she meets another anti-shadow suppression weapon.
No matter how much you want love, you'll never earn it. At best, people grow fond of you.
He sounds as if he knows for certain. I hang my head in spite of
The
myself.
more I consider the matter, the more I genuinely pity you. I'd best hurry up and put an end to your pathetic life.
Naoto-san draws his gun. Because my eyes are lowered, I'm slow to react. I already knew that we had to fight, and yet I curse my carelessness and quickly stand back up. I really need to learn Aigis.
Final. Fight!
Bramble! 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 Not bad.
Here I go.
That was hardly fair.
Alright,
Announcement over. Until next time.
I did much better there. And against another zoner. Naoto-san slowly gets up. There's something staggering that seems to be caused by dizziness. I watch carefully for any change in behavior, but I am surprised by what I hear next.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? The mastermind behind this tournament may have some means of fogging our senses. Were you suspecting that as well?
Yes.
Seeing me nod, Naoto-san smiles. So who's the third the group she was talking about? Akihiko. The three Persona 3 characters that were in this game were Mitsuru, Aigis, and Akihiko.
Then we are in agreement. Its aim appears to be to make friends fight one another, though it's a mystery to me as to why it would do such a thing.
Naoto-san brushes some dust off and walks towards me.
The battle is over and the interference has been lifted. Given past examples, the pattern is clear.
The three before the DLC. Well, no, actually, the other members of actually, Elizabeth was also in the game from Persona 3 and P4A, but like Junpei Yukari and Ken and Koromaru were added in Ultimax, this game. They weren't DLC. I don't think any Persona characters are DLC characters. I'm not. I'll have to recheck. How many DLC characters were there? There was Margaret, Marie. Margaret, Marie, Adachi. Weren't those the only three?
How about it? Why don't we talk things over?
I have no objections. Naoto-san seems to understand everything. I nod my head, relieved.
I am Naoto Shirogane. I work as a detective. I agreed to act as an observer for the police regarding the special cargo, met with Kirijo-san beforehand, and accompanied her to the airport.
So that's how you knew about us. I recall seeing you in the introductory video along with the other competitors.
They're good friends of mine. I attend Yasogami High, the same school as them.
I see. So after you finished your business and returned to your hometown, that video appeared on TV. Is that correct?
That's right. At least that's what I should say if I wanted to feign innocence.
What?
The real reason I came here is because I was tailing you. It was for a secret investigation.
For who?
Naturally, I cannot reveal my client or what their aims are, but I'm sure you have your own secrets to keep. What do you think? As long as we're in the same boat, why not cooperate?
I become tense at the mention of a secret investigation, but that is not important now.
I see. It would not be wise to continue to stand in each other's way in this situation.
I accept Naoto-san's hand as we
How
shake.
much do you know about this world?
Your friend told me it's a realm formed by human thought. In which case, why a school?
This place varies according to people's mental state. When someone enters it directly, they have a much stronger effect on it. For a normal person with no persona-based resistances, a dangerous situation will arise where their shadow goes berserk.
Adachi, Margaret, and Marie. Okay, so there were only three DLC characters.
That happened frequently in the case I was involved with last year. This false school may have something to do with it.
I consider Labras. According to her specification, she should be able to use a persona. But did this come from her mind? Why a school? And why at the going high school of all places? She has no prior knowledge of the place. She has never even visited Dinaba. She has never even visited Inaba. But if that girl is Labyrinth, she undoubtedly has a heart. It is possible that something like what Naoto-san suggested could happen.
You have a theory already?
Yes. Thank you very much. I believe I'm slowly starting to understand what's going on.
I look down the path ahead. But before I go, I turn and ask Naoto-san a question.
Would you mind telling me something? Why did you tell me about your secret agenda?
I suppose because it wouldn't be fair otherwise.
A wry smile spreads over Naoto-san's face.
That I cannot leave here and must trust my friend's fate to you. It would be unfair to continue deceiving you. But not only that, you carry out your duties with little care for your true appearance. You and I are not on equal grounds there.
My true appearance?
Consider it a sign of my respect for that. I still seem to have a soft spot.
Naoto-san's smile fades and she looks at me solemnly. Yeah, notice how Aigis' recognition of Naoto's gender changed.
Aigis-san, I ask only one thing of you. Please save my friends.
That is my intention.
Thank you. I'll wait here, secure in knowing that.
By the way, when I think about it, I think Naoto might be gender apathetic. I don't remember a lot of details from Persona 4. We nod at each other. Chie-san, Kanji-san, and Naoto-san are also different, but they are connected by a strong bond. Knowing that fills my heart with warmth.
I'm curious, though. When you refer to your true appearance, do you mean the fact that you are a woman?
What?
Am I mistaken?
Oh, well...
Your clothing hides it, but my sensor scan shows the body measurements of a human with female proportions.
What do you mean? How much can you see?
Suddenly Naoto loses all composure and turns red, covering her chest with her arms. What happened? I don't think I said anything to warrant such a reaction. Yeah, Naoto suggested to have the biggest chest of the P4 girls. Just then, General Teddy interrupts over the monitor.
Hey, enough with the chit-chat! Hurry up and move on to the next!
Would you like to know your current measurements? From top to bottom, they are...
That's quite all right.
Never mind, little old me. Please finish that line of thought. I demand it!
I don't know. I think that might be suddenly hinting that Labrys is bisexual.
How did we get so off subject? If you're going to go, please hurry and leave.
She yelled at me. I must have said something rude. It still happens every so often. An innocuous remark can greatly upset someone. I must keep practicing. I climb the stairway and notice a silhouette in the classrooms. Looking carefully, it could be that the student council. It could be that student council president's Labrys. The student council president's Labrys. I will be relieved if I had caught up to her so soon. But the hand I raised to knock on the door inadvertently stops. Wait, could she be my next opponent? She wasn't in the promotional video, but neither was I. Yet I am being forced to fight in the Grand Prix. But there's no point in worrying about that now. I cannot change the path I take, ignore the opponents on a space. I prepare myself to knock lightly on the door.
You're that girl from before.
The girl turns and notices me. I step foot in the classroom. There's no immediate interruption from General Teddy. It looks like he has not scheduled a match between us. I breathe a sigh of relief. Well, it's more a case of gender stereotypes of the detective and the institutional misogyny of law enforcement that Nyota presents herself as a man in P4A. Yeah, I know that. But what I'm but it's to me, it's more the fact that she doesn't mind and even somewhat prefers to to prevent herself that way. It's like she's more comfortable that way. That's what makes me think she's gender apathetic.
What are you doing here?
Ain't it obvious? I'm cleaning up the classroom. It's no picnic, what with people running wild and wrecking things.
Fair. She takes down the chairs piled up on top of each other and lines them. After a few runs, then she takes a breath. Though she is complaining, there is a gentle smile on her face.
But I guess this is all in a day's work for a student council president. We'll look back on it and laugh, right?
You seem like you're having fun.
That's because I love my school. Even the chores are fun for me. The reason I wanted to be president is because of that. Oh, it can be rough when things get out of hand like this.
But it's dangerous here. You must leave at once. Won't you come with me?
Hold on. I switched to the wrong screen, so you won't. Got to see my avatar being funny again. I thought that my mom was knocking on my door. Turns out it was my dog's tail. She presents more feminine style to show she's embracing her feminine side more, according to the designer. Yeah, but that doesn't exactly mean she's not gender apathetic. In fact, gender apathy is basically if you wake up tomorrow and the at least this is how it was described to me. It was described by Surus when he talked about it. Basically, what he said was if he woke up in the if he woke up tomorrow when in a woman's body, it wouldn't affect him much. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just stating the info I found. For all we know, you could be right about her. Yeah, fair. Yeah, she accepts her femme side at the end of her Arcana line. Yeah, that is true. She does have a more feminine outfit. It's in the true ending of P4 Golden. My goodness, we're giving a lot of spoilers. She seemed confused by my words and tilts her head to one side.
You're worried about me? Hey, I'm the president. And you might not think so to look at me, but I ain't no slouch in a fight. I'll be fine.
No, that's not what I mean.
How do I put this? She still has no idea of the danger. She walks up next to me and takes a long look at my face and giggles.
Your clothes are pretty out there, but I can see you mean well. Thanks.
Sorry, my mouse is in the way.
Some of these students won't listen to a word I say. But I feel like I gotta be here. No. I wanna be here.
Even if it puts you in danger?
Don't worry, it's fine. She totally doesn't have a giant axe.
You're really a drama queen, aren't you? Who's to say I'm in danger for sure? Besides,
Spoilers for a 10-year-old game. I can see we're really gonna get in trouble. Well, to be fair, I'm playing the sequel before I play the actual before I play the game. It's a sequel too, so. Her eyes burn with affection for something dear to her.
even if you're right, I'd want to stay here.
There is no need to test her commitment. It is consistent with the fact of this world being It is consistent with the fact of this world being created. Then, is she
I always
human?
wanted to go to school with everyone, just like normal. That's all.
Does that imply you couldn't do so before?
You're asking me that now? Honestly, back then,
She stops abruptly. I wait patiently for her to continue, but her face twists with suffering.
Huh?
She puts her fingers to her temple. Her knees begin to buckle.
What's wrong?
Weird. The past, How come it's...
She begins to fall, and I catch her. At that precise moment, there is a strong reading from my finger as soon as I touch her. It's so strong, like touching a hot stove. This is the same reading as when I first stuck my hand into the TV. It is coming from a personality module, a piece of lost technology that researcher had called the plumes of dusk, due to their shape. This is kind of funny in a way because it's like in the original games, plumes of dust were these things you used to. They were technically the Persona series version of the Phoenix Downs. I have one inside me as well. This is not merely a strong evidence, it is conclusive. There are still questions to be answered, but this girl can be none other than Labris. At the very least, she is not human.
Sorry, I'm not feeling so good all of a sudden.
The memory she is trying to access is causing conflict with her current level of awareness. If she tries to remember, she will not be able to maintain her mental state. The memory is that charged. I hold her close and wait for her to calm down. But her reaction does not improve. It gets worse. She shakes violently, as if electrified. Suddenly, bright lights burst in front of my eyes. Is something flowing into me? I quickly let go of Labris, but it does not fade away easily. Images I don't recognize float together in my head, one after another, are at incredible speeds. Yeah, this does support what you said before, that their plumes of dusk are reacting to each other.
Are these Labris's memories?
The torrent of data finally subsides. I analyze the data to find out what happened, and then I understand. It did not flow into me. This data was already dormant inside of me. Aigis and Labris are doing the NPC transfer. I am the last member of the Anti-Shadow Weapon Project. I inherited all the data from the previous modes of the same type, both tangible and intangible. Labrys's memories were part of it. Normally, the developer would not upload data into me that was unrelated to battle. But the Plume of Dusk is a black box. It is possible that something was transferred somehow through that. Thinking about it, that might have been the reason I thought I saw Labrys at the airport. My glimpse of the newly awakened Labrys caused my buried records of her appearance to be called. Perhaps that is what happened. Unfortunately, the memories I have just accessed are in complete disarray. Are in complete disarray. It should be Labrys, not Labrys. It should be Labrys's, not Labrys's. Yeah, no, I know what you mean, and I made that note too. I can't just flip through it like an album. The color records were not in chronological order, meaning I can't make sense of them in their current state. However, there was one memory that left an impression on me. The sea. That cerulean sky and lingering clouds, the emerald blue water. All of the other memories are of cold mechanical rooms, or the night sky, but this one is different.
What was that just now?
Labrys staggers as she stands up. Before I can ask her anything, she abruptly shakes me off and runs out of the classroom.
Wait!
I try to chase after her. But after only a few steps, I trip up over my feet. The information overload has prevented me from making any sudden movements. I fight through it, dragging what feels like several times the weight of my legs when...
Are you sure you want to take that girl out of here?
Yep. We got a shadow fight. I stumble to a stop and look around, searching for a hidden speaker.
This is the only place she can fit in. No one will understand her once she steps outside. But she can't become human either. So she has no other choice but to wallow in this illusory school. Pitiable, isn't she? But this is the only way she can be happy. Are you going to take that from her? Who are...
I stop suddenly, realizing the answer to my question, and catch my breath in my throat. This voice. It's mine.
What will you do after you take her from here? Lock her up in a box again? How cruel. No wonder she ran away. Ran away? What are you... You don't mean... You finally figured it out? Labrys wasn't brought here by some sinister mastermind. She escaped on her own and came here. That can't be. The suspects in the hijacking case... I'm sure you've seen the opponents you fought so far robbed of their sanity. Have you forgotten already? You're saying that was Labrys's doing too? Yes. Her heart gave birth to this world, and that power is one of her abilities. From some special equipment. With a power like that, wouldn't it be simple to control a number of ordinary people?
It's true that the hijackers were confused, and that there were signs of some mental
It
interference.
seems strange to go to so much trouble to come to a place like this. If she did in fact do this, then she must face herself. What gives you the right to say that?
Suddenly, the tone of her voice changes. She speaks very gently, like a parent correcting a child.
You've experienced suffering before, too. It pains you to have a heart, knowing that you can never be human. Even if there was someone you considered to be worth fighting for, you can't be a real companion to them. That's why you chose to protect them as a weapon, But in the end, you still lost them. What do you know about me? Mere words will not cause me to abandon hope. A brave bluff. But a tool like yourself can never be a true partner for a human. Doesn't your heart yearn to be by their side and to be loved? It hurts so much that I wish I could go back to how I was before I gained a heart. Has that really never once crossed your mind? I think not. That pain will never completely disappear. It will always fester inside you. Isn't that right? Even if you take Labris away, the same will happen to her. She'll become just like you. Is that a fate you want for her?
By the way, I'd still call it a travesty that Metis was never a DLC for this game.
You see, here you can have anything, as long as you look away from the truth. That doesn't just go for Labris, but for you too.
I like the fact they are using gender-neutral terms for P3 Pro Tag. Yeah, I do like that. I do like that too. Like, keep it open just in case. But people keep saying canonically the male is the canon one.
Even the things you have lost forever, here, you can have them back. What are you?
I cut myself off, realizing that I'm becoming fascinated with the voice. This isn't good. I cannot let the voice deceive me. I must get a speaker in my sights first. I carefully attune myself to the voice and quickly turn in that direction. But the person standing there is me. Or rather, something that looks like me. Yeah, that's neither. So it does make sense to go that way, but I do understand the canonical gender being male. Yeah, that is true. Because the male did come first, and to be honest, it still kind of irks me that the whole choosing your gender thing didn't become canon, didn't become like a staple of the series. At first, I think that the overload is still affecting my sensors, but that is not the case.
I'll take away your suffering. Now, take my hand, Aigis.
I smile and extend my hand. I feel dazed. This is very confusing. I don't know what to do. My mind advises caution, but my heart doesn't listen. But all of a sudden, Katone Shiomi gets no love. Who is that? That's not a name I'm familiar with. Oh, wait. Is that the Persona girl from Persona 2? Not Persona girl, the reporter girl. Oh, no, wait, that's Maya. P3 female pro tag name. I thought they were both canonically named Motoko Yuki. The door opens in the corner.
My interruption of this seemingly trivial conversation.
Oh dear. This unexpected event brings me back to reality, and I realize that I was nearly seduced by its promises. On a second look, I can see a woman beyond the door frame. That distinctive blue dress. I recognize the attire of an elevator girl. Her name was Elizabeth-san, I believe. But why is she here? I think they came up with a different name for her just to make her stand out a little more. Fair. Megaloleon for everyone! Elizabeth walks right in and stands in the center of the room. Pretty soon there will be Megaleons for everyone. Well, soon enough. There's nothing outwardly normal about her pose, but it is as imposing as a battle stance. She opens her thick leather-bound book, then smiles dauntlessly at the other me.
Excuse me, but I would like a word with this lady over here. Would you mind leaving?
Hello, I want to talk to the real you. Could you please just F off?
Who are you?
If you don't leave the two of us, I must resort to giving you a hearty thrashing with my book.
We've seen her block a sword with that thing. A thrashing with the book is entirely possible.
It's a hardcover, leather-bound edition, and is quite powerful. Enough to do over 4 digits on average, I'd say.
I love that because the max he can the max he can do in the Persona games is 4 digit. It's worth of damage, and Elizabeth can reach that easily. In fact, she does quadruple 9. You get a Megiddo-leon. You get a Megiddo-leon. Everyone gets a Megiddo-leon. Elizabeth is the Oprah of Megiddo-leons. Yeah.
I don't believe this.
The other me's face flinches in pain, and she vanishes into thin air while spitting a curse. Is she gone now? I can no longer pick up any readings on her. Attention leaves my body and I collapse to the ground. While I am there, Elizabeth walks towards me. I first met her 2 years ago. Her attire is somewhat strange, but the place I met her was even stranger. A blue room. That is the only way to describe that mystical place. Okay, so for people not tuned into the Persona series, like I said, anyone with the wild card ability goes to the Velvet Room. How did she not know Elizabeth's name from Persona 3 FPS? I think that the implication is because of what happens in the answer chapter. She has to take a moment to remember. And she did mention Elizabeth's name earlier. In any case, only the wildcard user can go into the Velvet Room as a Persona 3. And in the answer chapter, Aigis as Arcana switched from the Chariot to the Fool. The Fool being the Arcana of the wild card. So she became a guest of the Velvet Room. Its residents called it the Velvet Room. I do not believe it is at all part of the real world. There, Elizabeth was one who governs power. She helped me to grow spiritually by introducing me to the power of personas. I never imagined that she would leave that room, let alone that I would run into her here. Yet her appearance here has saved me.
Sorry for that. Thank you for saving me.
Did I save you?
Full unlimited possibility is Protag's having all Arcana access. Yeah, exactly. As Igor stated in Persona 3, and I think in Persona 4 too, I forget if he does so in Persona 5, the Fool is basically like the number 0. Empty yet full of yet has infinite possibilities.
I was on a journey for personal reasons, but I sensed some extraordinary powers clashing against each other and came to see what all the fuss was about. only to be met with this bitter disappointment.
I am baffled by her candidness.
Please stand. Have you already forgotten the enlightenment you gained before me once? Has it escaped your prodigious goldfish-like memory? It seems that I must once again ascertain what you are truly capable of.
She speaks as if she is engaging in everyday conversation and opens her her leather-bound book again. Yeah, whenever a velvet room attendant opens a book, it's bad. Suddenly, a murderous aura fills the area. Here says a gust of wind. Yeah, I mean the full arcana in the tarot deck is denoted by 0 or 22. Yeah. Something about me has disappointed her. I know that much. But I clearly have no time to ask her what it is.
Here goes. The cards will decide your fate.
Oh dear. I gotta fight Elizabeth with a character I'm still very much learning. In any case, give me a second, guys. I gotta take a quick bio break. I return. It also occurs to me that I should probably update OBS by the next stream. The lethal elevator attendant, oh goodness.
Final. Fight!
Bramble! What? Bramble! Go! Strike! Bramble! Shot! Impassive. Persona! Ignite! Hard right! Oh no! Aerial mode! Go! From this moment, oh no! Your fingers in the claw. My turn. Bramble! What? Secondary impact! No! Forgive me. Pardon me. I failed. What? Well done.
That was easier than I was expecting it to be.
Well done.
I might actually be getting a hang of Aigis. I love her down pose. Yeah, that's an arc system thing to the letter. Whenever you have an overpowered character, instead of being down for the count, they're just like chilling, which is really funny. Elizabeth stands from her kneeling position. Though she lost, she did not so much as break a sweat. While I, for my part, am detecting strain in my entire drive system. I can see myself lacking the energy to even speak, reflected in Elizabeth's clear eyes.
Indeed, neither man nor any ordinary machine. You are truly singular. But then can anyone be said to be the same as anybody else? People anguish over the gulf between themselves and others, and the lack of any who could possibly understand them. How is their situation different from yours? What defines life is not death, but bonds. That is the answer you once reached. Then take that to heart and go forth. Remember that your bonds will remain unbroken, giving you the strength to withstand any suffering.
My bonds.
I, too, am currently on an endless journey, but I anticipate that you will become a compatriot of mine, unbound by the limitations of time. I hope that you will not be led astray by trivial things. With that, I bid you good luck.
Okay, bye! Elizabeth bows and finally shows me her smile. Immediately after, she turns on one heel and walks towards the hallway. I suddenly remember...
There are rules to this tournament delineating behavior after a match.
Such parlor tricks can get stuck.
I love how she says exactly what she says to you.
I shall be on my way.
True to her word, she leaves the room with no trouble and closes the door with an exaggerated slam. Those walls were nothing to her. But come to think of it, Labrys didn't seem subject to those rules either. Do they only apply to participants in the tournament? No, in Elizabeth's case, it simply does not matter to her.
Remains a complete enigma.
I find it amusing, which allows me to feel more relaxed.
It may be true that this world can grant one's true desire, but I want Labrys to see past herself to a world where other people matter. Even if one discards their bonds to avoid pain, all that awaits is a numb, desert-like future with no promise. I thought as she did once, so I'm sure I can understand her.
I too felt the same as Labrys as when I went through an incredibly trying ordeal. If there's no one to reach out to her, she'll become even more trapped. And she is now. Labrys cannot escape on her own. That is because the key to intricating oneself is the realization that one is not
I want
alone.
to form a bond with Labrys, with my sister. I want to teach her things that she cannot learn if she is alone.
Saying it out loud helps to strengthen my resolve. I change my approach and focus on searching for a way to save her. Still, that thing that looked like me. Was that what Naoto-san meant by his shadow going berserk? My own shadow. Thinking of it that way shed some light on things. Of course, I can control my persona, and I have some resistances as to the effect of this world, but the heart cannot be so easily stabilized. If the same thing happened to Labrys, I suddenly realized the dangers involved. I impatiently suppress these thoughts and dash out to the hallway. I follow the path formed by the invisible walls. Eventually, I climb the stairway to the third floor. There seem to be no walls here, allowing me to go as I please. I can tell the end is near as I prepare myself. Soon I stand in front of the room as a sign outside. Soon I stand and in front of a room that has a sign outside saying "Announcement Room." The door is half opened, and I sense someone inside. I cautiously press up against the door and peek around it. This is the announcement room, as the sign indicated, but the space inside is much larger. Is much larger than the classroom I have seen. The equipment here is also closer to that of the TV studio than what would be found in a school. On top of that, the back wall is made out of glass, showing a view that is clearly not a school. Taken together, this is the first distinct sign that this is not the real world. As I expected, Labrys is here, standing in the middle of the room. There's also another boy and girl as well. The girl is holding Labrys' shoulders, and the boy stands in front of the pair, protecting them. Across from them is General Teddy. It seems this is the end of the line. Okay? I've seen that boy's face in the video. Yosuke Hanamura-san, I believe. I'm not familiar with the girl's face, but I do recognize her distinctive voice. It's the same voice that has been commentating on the 5 minutes along with General Teddy on the school PA system, on the school PA. From the tone of the commentating, I thought she was working with the general, but right now she seems to be on Yosuke-san and Labras' side. I recall what Chie-san told me. Chie-san said that Rise-san, was originally their friend. In which case, she may actually be another victim. General Teddy gives a cruel smile, squints his eyes, and speaks.
What a shame. You gave it a try, but there's no way anyone would understand you. Huh?
General Teddy's voice and tone have undergone a remarkable change. Listening closely, this voice is... Aha. So it finally reveals its true form.
At least one of them has to understand how I feel. Isn't that what you thought? The important part is that it's all your fault. That's not true. You still refuse to remember? Look at me. And stop deluding yourself.
Here we go again. By the way, a bit of etymology. Labras.
The true self.
A bit of etymology. A labras is an axe, a type of axe that is commonly found that is found in Crete. You'll see the connection soon enough.
No way. That's... She has my face.
But the face is the only thing that is the same. The rest of her body is covered in metal. There is no doubt that that it is man-made. Labras lets out a short scream and backs up.
Stop! I'm not like that!
Calm down. It's just taking that form to agitate you.
Yosuke is frantically trying to calm Labras down. It's just taking that form to agitate you. That's what he says. But is that really the case? I have my own suspicions.
No! Taking that form, huh? Well, you have a point. I do have the power to confuse people's senses. Warp what they're seeing.
That's how you made my senpai fight each other.
Sorry about that. Warp what they're seeing, twist what they're hearing.
Of the things you're seeing right now, which do you think is real and which is fake?
The former General Teddy. No, Labras' shadow breaks out into a grin. Labras, meanwhile, now is cringing in fear as she holds onto Yosuke's sleeve.
No. I'm not like you. I'm human, aren't I?
Just wanted to check. She didn't use honorifics there.
Huh? What do you mean?
I can see that Yosuke does not know how to answer the sudden question.
And how did I come to have these special powers? Why, it's because I have them.
With that, the shadow snaps its fingers. At once, static like that on a poorly tuned TV, he starts appearing around Labras and slowly envelops her. I enhance my vision. Nothing is happening to Labras' body. It was my own vision that was clouded, or had been up till now. Soon after the noise dissipates, An inhuman-looking girl is standing in her place.
Huh? A robot?
Metallic arms and legs extend from her uniform. Thrusters on her back spread like wings. It's just as I thought. Her body is is identical to that of the shadow in front of her.
Look, that's what she really looks like. It's her who's been deceiving you all from the start. Not only you, but herself too. She really thinks that she's a human living a normal life at school.
To reinforce her make-believe as real, she prevented herself from accessing any memories that could contradict that. She even sealed away her own name.
No! Stop! Why are you doing this?
Kindly hurry up and remember me. Remember yourself. It's pretty rude of you to even forget your own name.
I do like the axe on her back like a butterfly. Yeah, that is pretty cool. And they have like a jetpack, so it doubles for flight as well as a weapon.
No! I don't want to remember!
Huh. Is that so? Looks like you still need an extra push.
The shadow grins evilly and swings the enormous axe at Labras, or actually at Yosuke-san.
Yosuke-senpai!
Before the axe can complete its arc, I am already in action. Persona has always had the butterfly around the pro tag. Yeah, like all the way back to Persona 1, if I remember. Because of, what's his name? I can't remember his name. But there's this dude who wears a butterfly mask in the first game. The butterfly usually is signifying him. I must intervene. Neither Labras, in shock at seeing her true form, nor Yosuke-san or Rise-san are prepared for the attack.
What the?
I deflect the strike with the metallic part of my arm. Yeah! P4A best girl! It was heavier than I anticipated. The battle axe is a giant lump of metal that blocks most of my vision.
Girl? Wait, you're a robot too?
I turn my head to Labras and look straight into her shocked eyes.
You must remember, that is the only way the future will open up to you. You must accept it, no matter how painful it may be.
I tell her her name in a clear voice. Her official name, which includes something no human has, a model number.
Your true name is 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon, Labras.
Labras quivers violently, as if an invisible arrow had pierced her chest. Yep,